hair is always a must when doing these videos. Is that alright? Yeah. Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Elliot Webber, and for the first time since November, we can finally say it is Race Week! Finally, it is Race Week for the BTCC 2021. And oh my goodness, am I excited as ever. One of the most exciting years is probably ahead of us. We say that every year though, because every year of the BTCC is exciting with new winners, new champions, sort of. And we've got new cars as well, I think. Do we? Do we have new cars this year? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, and so today, in this video, today's topic is the new era for Motorbase Performance. Yes, as we know, Motorbase Performance is under new ownership. I said that right, thank God. So yeah, Motorbase Performance is under new ownership this year. They are now officially owned by Sean Hollenby and Pete Osborne. If you don't know already, Sean Hollenby is the owner of AMD Tuning, a tuning company based in Essex, just like myself. And they have been in the BTCC for about 11 years now, I believe. I believe it's their 11th year in the BTCC. As we know, over the last 2 years, last year they got rebranded as MB Motorsport, or Mark Blundell Motorsport, of course. As we know, Mark Blundell, former Formula One podium finisher, a Le Mans race winner, and also a race winner in IndyCar. Of course, made his debut in the BTCC in 2019 with Trade Price Cars. Then, of course, done this partnership with Sean Hollenby and, of course, became MB Motorsport. They are also running Ford Focuses, of course, like Motorbase Performance, or as they now are known as, the Wearer Group with Proton Racing, I believe that's what they're called. They've gone under this new name due to sponsorship, and I can't remember what it's called, but I do believe it's the Wearer Group with Proton Racing, I believe, even though it's got nothing to do with the car brand Proton. Yeah. And of course, joining Sean Hollenby in this ownership is Pete Osborne, the man who is the father of Sam Osborne. Of course, Sam Osborne, a man who's been racing in the BTCC now for 2 years. First with Accelerate, and then secondly with MB Motorsport. Now, of course, he's moving over to the Motorbase side of things. And so that's pretty much that. Sean Hollenby and Pete Osborne are the new owners. Of course, they are taking over the ownership reign from David Bartram, the man who brought in Motorbase to the BTCC. They've had multiple successes in the BTCC with race winners such as Matt Jackson, Aaron Taylor Smith, Michael Caine as well. I know he's not a race winner, but still, they've had Michael Caine. They've also had James Thompson for a few rounds. They have had multiple successes. They've had Rob Collard, Le Mans winner Jonathan Adam. They have had so many drivers over the years, and entering this new phase is Andy Neate and Sam Osborne. And so, yeah, now I suppose we better talk about the drivers. So, yes, driver time. Sam Osborne and Andy Neate. Andy Neate, as we know, has got quite the reputation for himself. Last year, he was involved in multiple incidences last year, some which he probably shouldn't have had the blame for. However, he was majority aimed at the blame. Of course, he is known for his money, like a lot of people, like a lot of racing drivers worldwide. He has got a lot of it, the money thing. I'm very jealous of. He has a lot of money, so he can, of course, go racing if he wants to. He is also funding his son, Aiden Neate, in the French Formula 4 Championship. Aiden, if you are watching this, I highly doubt you are, but if you are, good luck to you in France. I really hope you can work your way up the feeder series ladder and hopefully one day see you in Formula 1. Yeah, as for Andy Neate, he hasn't had the best, most successful career in the BTCC. He has had multiple top 10 finishes, however, has never had a top 5 in his career, despite the fact he has been in championship capable cars. He's raced for West Surrey Racing in the BMWs. He's driven the Team Aon Fords, of course the Motorbase Fords, which won races last year. Also was alongside Jason Plato in the first year MG return in 2012. So Andy Neate has had capable cars but sadly hasn't really delivered like his teammates have done. Of course, as we know, last year he was one of 3 Motorbase drivers last year, with Rory Butcher, who is now driving for Toyota, and Ollie Jackson, who is now driving for MB Motorsport, but of course is kind of still Motorbase Performance, so hasn't really moved teams that much. Of course, as we know, Ollie is alongside Jake Hill in that MB seat. So yeah, and as for Sam Osborne, well, I think he's still unproven. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think Sam Osborne is very underrated in the BTCC. Yes, of course, we know his dad now owns part of Motorbase Performance, and we do know that his future in the BTCC is probably now going to have a very long career. But he has talent. He has a bit of it, Sam. He's quite young as well. I believe he's in his 20s. I believe, if I'm wrong, do correct me. But Sam has some potential. Maybe not championship potential, but certainly podiums, maybe race wins. As we know, in his final year of the Clear Cup in 2018, he was a front runner in the early half of the season. Sadly, that performance did die down a bit. But his performances in the Honda last year with MB were pretty decent. He had a top 10 in the first race of the season with a 7th place, and was fighting with the likes of Matt Neal. So he has got it. He just needs the right car, I believe. And I do think that Focus is the right car, because we saw last year Ollie Jackson took his first win in his career, and Rory Butcher almost won the championship. Of course, it was very unlikely he was going to win, but he still took it to a mathematical championship opportunity. So I genuinely think that there is potential with this new era for Motorbase, and that's sort of the whole premise around it. What is this new era for Motorbase going to be like? And I think this is a good segue to move into my predictions for it. So yeah, my predictions for Motorbase Performance heading into the new era for them. Well, the first year, I think this year is just going to be a learning year, you know, trying to develop the car a little bit more, especially for 2022. Of course, as we know, the new hybrid regulations come into place in 2022. Ford, as we know, have been working on their hybrid stuff. And I do now believe that Motorbase and MB have got some backing from Ford. So I do believe this is a works entry. I believe. If I am wrong, do let me know. But yeah, I mean, there is potential in this new era. As I said, Sam Osborne has tons of potential. Andy Neate would be a very good rear gunner, a very good second driver. No disrespect to you, Andy. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, this is sort of the end of the video. Just sort of me explaining the new era for Motorbase and how I think they'll do. I think they'll do pretty well. I think there'll be points this year. I think they'll be hoping to get a Jack Sears trophy, maybe with Sam or Andy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you are new around here, be sure to subscribe and share with your friends, because it does help my channel grow. And of course, if you like the video, be sure to hit the like button. And just remember, we are only a few days away from race day. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.